Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about introversion versus extroversion and what that kind of looks like for INFJs and how there's really just a lot of misconceptions surrounding introverts and extroverts, especially in the media. There's a lot of stereotypes that I kind of just wanted to discuss today, some of the things that I think are inaccurate and how introversion applies to an INFJ and how sometimes people might initially meet an INFJ and be confused because sometimes we come off as extremely quiet and reserved, and other times we can be extremely outgoing. So I kind of just wanted to explain that and kind of why that happens as it relates to an INFJ and me personally. So initially upon meeting people, I get very different responses and reactions from people. People will either say that I'm extremely quiet and reserved, and then other friends of mine will say, "Oh, she's so outgoing, what are you talking about?" And I think this is where I confuse people and where INFJs in general can be confusing and hard to figure out. Especially because we have chameleon-like tendencies. We tend to adapt to environments. We tend to become certain aspects of who we are come out in different situations. So for instance, with me, if you see me at a party, which I don't usually go to parties or things with lots of people because they really drain me, and I don't know, they're just not the environment I feel most comfortable. I do a lot better with a group of really small people. I tend to be quite a hermit. So but you might see me at a party and I'll be one of two things. I'll be really quiet and reserved, or I will be very expressive and outgoing, depending on what's being discussed. So, for instance, as an INFJ, we're not necessarily great at small talk, or I wouldn't say we're not great at small talk. I would say that we are good at small talk, but we just don't enjoy it. So that kind of tends to be the thing for me, is that I might come off as very quiet, and it's not because I'm shy. I'm not a shy person. It's because I'm not interested in the conversation and I don't have any input. So if there's a conversation that is really interesting and is talking about something that I'm passionate about, you will see me become very alive and very engaged, and then I will talk a very long time about it. But otherwise, I tend to be a bit more quiet and reserved. And so this is where INFJs can be mistyped, and where a lot of people initially meeting an INFJ might think, "Oh, I was just talking with her and she was super talkative and engaged, and we can be like that." So for me, introversion looks like I need a lot of alone time as an INFJ. I get super drained from people, even if I'm with two of my best friends that are interesting and I love and are some of my most favorite people. I still get extremely drained by them. So sometimes you'll see INFJs, they'll be with people and they'll be really engaged, and sometimes they can be outgoing, and then literally you won't hear from them for like 6 days. And I've had this happen a lot with friends, where I would hang out with them for like a day or two, just one or two friends of mine, and after that experience I would become extremely drained and need like 5 days of complete solitude and introvert time to recover. And so this will happen a lot with INFJs. There's constantly a tug-of-war with us and our type, because we so want to connect with people and we so desire intimacy and relationship, but it also is very draining on us. So there's this constant battle for the INFJ of wanting to be with people, wanting to connect, wanting to relate, and wanting to be known, but at the same time being extremely drained by the experience because we are introverts. Side note, I'm sorry right now, there's some workers outside of my house, and it's very, very loud, so I'm sorry for the extra added background noise in this video. It's not anything I can really control, so just disclaimer if you're watching this and it's really annoying. But anyways, back on topic. So yeah, we like to be around people, but it's a very draining experience. So for instance, for me, if I have a weekend where there's a lot of social activity, where I have like different things I have to go to, or different friends that want to hang out, or even like if a friend invites me somewhere with a large group of people, I can do okay, but after that experience, the next week I'm completely drained. I'm completely wiped out from the experience. I need to be by myself. And this, I think, sometimes can be hard for my friends, because it's like I will, you know, kind of check out for 6 days. And it's not that I don't love those people, and it's not that I don't want to talk to my friends and my family. It's that in order to be healthy mentally and emotionally and even physically, I have to have that alone time. I have to have that time to recharge, or I go mental. So I have my brother and I are very close, and he's an ENFJ, and this is something that I have had to explain to him several times, because he can't quite understand my constant need to be alone. And so for instance, we went traveling this summer together in Europe, and he was just like, go, 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 go. I want to see people. I want to be out and about. And I kept up with him most of the trip, but I was completely drained by the experience, and I would get exhausted. And I remember coming back from Europe, I literally for 2 to 3 weeks straight, I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to talk to people. All I wanted to do was stay in the house and recharge. And this is something that happens to INFJs, is if we overdo like social time with friends and family, we have what's called an INFJ crash, which you'll probably hear discussed in different forums, and different INFJs will talk about it. Is this, we have these crashes where if we are extroverted for not even a long time, even for a little time, we will just get super drained and then all of a sudden crash. And it's really important that other types understand that INFJs, not to get offended when INFJs need alone time, because it's not that we don't like you, and it's not that we don't value you. We just, to be sane, we've got to spend time alone. So I think a lot of people equate being outgoing or not outgoing as extroversion versus introversion, and that's not true. You can have a very outgoing introvert, and you can have a very introverted extrovert. This tends to be the case for like ENFPs and ENTPs. I've met some ENTPs who initially upon meeting them you might think, oh, they're introverted, they're not really talking, they're not really engaged. And it's not that they're introverted, it's that the conversation being said is not enough stimulating for them to engage. And it's the same thing for INFJs. We might be really outgoing with a group of people, but then be completely wiped out from the experience and need several days to recover. And that tends to be the case for me. And it really just depends on my mood and how much alone time I've had before I got to see people. So usually if I'm going to meet a group of people, I know that I need lots of alone time beforehand to kind of recharge or feel energized enough to go see those people. So for me now, I've learned as being an INFJ that like if I'm going to be with a big group of people, I have to spend a lot of alone time beforehand to prepare myself for it. And yeah, so I just wanted to kind of clear up some of that, because what's said about introverts and extroverts right now, there's a very surface level observation of what determines an extrovert, introvert. And I really encourage you guys to look more into extroversion and introversion before you decide whether someone's an extrovert, introvert. And also, the thing that I have found really, really funny with videos is that an INFJ will make a video on themselves, and because they're talking in the video, people will automatically think, oh, they're an extrovert. Look how chatty they are. And I think it's really funny. You really can't determine a type through a video. I mean, there's maybe some things, but an introvert is going to be talkative in a video because you're supposed to talk. That's what the video is about. I mean, if I were just to sit here and not talk to you guys, you wouldn't watch my videos. So it's just funny to me the way people assume different things with extroverts and introverts. So yeah, that's kind of my rant about extroversion and introversion. I hope this video was somewhat helpful and cleared up some confusion centered around INFJs and other types as well. I know ENFPs and ENTPs are the most introverted extroverts, and they often get mistyped. And so, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to clear the air. And yeah, that is all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be making another video soon. I really am sorry. I have not been the best about these videos, but I'm going to try to stay on top of it. So I think the next video will be me talking about ENFPs. I tend to be really drawn to ENFPs in friendships, and so I'm going to kind of discuss that type. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's it. Bye!